Not everything in Peppa Pig makes sense, and maybe it was never meant to. The disappearance of the red shoes. Remember when Peppa got those shiny red shoes? She absolutely loved them, wore them with pride, showed them off to anyone who'd look, and made a huge deal about how special they were. But after that one episode, they vanished without a trace. They were never seen again, never mentioned, and strangely, no one even asked about them. And this is Peppa we're talking about, a piglet who cries if she misplaces a toy for 5 minutes. So, how did she just forget about her favorite shoes? Well, some fans think the shoes were cursed, others say something happened off-screen. Either way, the silence around them feels a little too suspicious. Eevee's heart-shaped cheek. Let's talk about something you might have missed if you weren't looking closely. Baby Eevee has a heart-shaped mark on one cheek, while the other looks just like the rest of her family's. That might seem cute at first, but think about it. Why is she the only one with this strange marking? Is it just a design choice? Or is it supposed to mean something deeper? Maybe she's not fully like the others. Maybe she's been chosen for something. A symbol of change? A hidden warning? The fact that her face is different on each side feels too specific to ignore. The carnivore zookeepers, Mr. Lion and Miss Crocodile. Here's something that doesn't sit right. In Peppa's world, the zoo is run by Mr. Lion and Miss Crocodile, two animals known for eating others. Out of every friendly animal available, someone thought it was a great idea to hire actual predators to manage a zoo full of prey. Does no one find that risky? Imagine going on a school trip, only to be greeted by creatures who would normally eat you in the wild. And the weirdest part? Everyone acts like it's completely normal. No questions, no concern. It's either very poor planning or something much darker is going on behind the scenes. Miss Rabbit cloning theory. Let's be real, there's no way one rabbit can do that many jobs. Miss Rabbit drives the train, flies a helicopter, runs the shop, works at the fire station, and somehow shows up in every corner of the world. Either she never sleeps, or something really strange is going on. Have you ever wondered if there's more than one of her? Maybe Miss Rabbit isn't a person at all, but a name given to a whole group of identical workers. A secret system, hiding in plain sight. The show never explains it, but you have to ask yourself, how deep does this rabbit hole go? Talking vegetables and Mr. Potatoes. Cannibal message. Mr. Potato shows up on TV, smiling wide, telling everyone to eat plenty of fruits and vegetables. But hold on, he is a vegetable. He's literally encouraging people to eat his own kind, and no one questions it. Imagine a talking cow telling you to enjoy more steak. It's not just weird, it's disturbing. Either Mr. Potato is hiding something, or he's part of a much darker message we're all ignoring. Is he a hero, or just the frontman for some twisted vegetable sacrifice cult? You have to admit, it doesn't exactly scream normal. Why? Some animals talk and others don't. Have you ever noticed that not all animals in Peppa's world get to talk? Some wear clothes, go to school, drive cars, and even teach classes. Others, like the ducks in the pond, just quack and waddle like regular animals. And it's not just ducks. You see talking polar bears in town, but then wild ones show up acting like actual animals. So what's the rule here? Is it based on species, location, or some weird social ranking we're not supposed to question? Whatever it is, it feels unfair. Imagine living in a world where only some animals are allowed to speak. Strange, right? Eevee Pigs' royal origins. Something strange happened when Eevee Pig was born, and you probably didn't even notice it. Her arrival wasn't just treated like a regular birth, it was announced by an actual royal herald, the same way they do for real-life princes and princesses. And that's not even the weirdest part. The pig family suddenly has an official crest, complete with symbols for each member. Since when do everyday cartoon families have royal emblems? None of the other characters have anything like this. So ask yourself, why all the ceremony? Could Eevee be part of something bigger? Maybe Peppa's family isn't as ordinary as they seem. Yirtam Murder Fox. Thief in disguise? Let's talk about Mr. Fox. He seems friendly enough, always selling things from his little shop. But if you've been paying attention, something feels off. In one episode, we see wanted posters outside the police station with a fox symbol that looks suspiciously like his store logo. Later, he's caught wandering near a chicken coop in the middle of the night. That's not exactly normal neighbor behavior. And don't forget, foxes and chickens have a history. Could Mr. Fox be more than just a salesman? Maybe he's running a side hustle the town pretends not to see. Keep an eye on that one. The time loop theory. Here's something you might not have questioned, but absolutely should. Peppa has celebrated multiple Christmases, birthdays, and holidays, but somehow she's still 4 years old. George is still 2. Nobody ages, not even by a single day. Time moves forward on the calendar, but not on the characters. It's like they're trapped in a loop, living the same year over and over again. No one talks about it, and no one seems to notice, but you should. Is time frozen in Peppa's world? Or are they stuck in some kind of strange loop where nothing ever changes? Either way, it's unsettling. Barbecue of doom. Are they eating each other? Let's pause for a second and look closely at one oddly cheerful scene. A backyard barbecue. Daddy Pig is grilling with Mr. Bull, Mr. Pony, and others, all standing around smiling. But think about what that really means. In our world, pigs and bulls are the two main meats at a barbecue. So what exactly are they cooking? No one asks, and no one seems even slightly uncomfortable. That's either ignorance or denial. Are they eating random animals from their own species group? If so, why is everyone so chill about it? That barbecue might be hiding something way darker than we realize. Aunt Dottie's dangerous gift. Now this one feels more like a setup than a sweet family moment. Aunt Dottie sends Peppa and George a ride-on toy horse. Sounds fun, right? Except this thing has no brakes, no handles, nothing to stop it. And Peppa's house is built on top of a massive hill. Everyone knows that. So why would anyone think it's safe to send something like that to two little kids? It's not just careless, it's suspicious. Even Daddy Pig ends up crashing when he tries it. Was Aunt Dottie just clueless? Or was there something else behind that gift? You have to admit, it's a little too risky. Sea monsters and Polly's pirate past. You've probably seen Polly the parrot hanging out with Grandpa Pig like everything's normal, but there's more to her than meets the eye. In old photos, she's shown perched beside Pirate Redbeard, living the high seas life. So why did she give that up to live in a quiet garden shed with two grandkids and a stubborn old sailor? Something must have happened out there. Maybe she saw something she wasn't supposed to. A creature? A shipwreck? A sea monster no one talks about. You don't just leave pirate life unless you're running from something. Whatever Polly saw, it clearly scared her silent. Captain Dog's retirement after a monster encounter. Let's talk about Captain Dog. He used to sail the seas, full of stories and adventure, but suddenly he gave it all up and never went back. Why would someone who loved the ocean so much just walk away? According to him, he saw something out there, something huge, something terrifying. He doesn't say exactly what it was, but it clearly shook him. Could it have been a sea monster? A creature so strange he decided to retire forever? If that's true, then what else is hiding in Peppa's waters? Maybe the sea in this world is a lot darker than anyone admits. The missing pigs. Are they almost extinct? Have you ever noticed that no matter where Peppa travels, France, America, even Australia, her family is the only group of pigs around? You see plenty of other animals, rabbits, elephants, dogs, even other wolves and foxes, but never other pigs. Not a single extra snout in sight. That's not just a coincidence. It raises a serious question. Where did all the other pigs go? Are they hiding? Were they wiped out? Is Peppa's family the last of their kind, being quietly watched and protected like a rare species? It's starting to look less like a happy cartoon and more like a post-pig apocalypse. Mr. Wolf's hungry glances. There's a moment you might have brushed off, but it deserves a second look. In one episode, Mr. Wolf is on a boat with Daddy Pig when he casually says, "I'm really hungry." It sounds innocent, but the way he says it and the way he looks at Daddy Pig right after feels a little too focused. Remember, wolves in stories aren't exactly known for their salad choices. And let's be honest, Daddy Pig isn't exactly small. It almost feels like Mr. Wolf is holding back his real instincts. Was that hunger about lunch? Or was it something more primal? Either way, it's unsettling. Mystery of Auntie Pig's origins. Let's take a closer look at Auntie Pig. She's married to Uncle Pig, has 2 kids, and shows up at family events like everything's normal. But here's the strange part. No one ever explains where she came from. She's not from Daddy Pig's side, and she's never mentioned as being related to Mummy Pig either. So who is she? Where's her family? Every other adult in Peppa's world has some kind of backstory, but Auntie Pig just appears out of nowhere. It's like she was dropped into the family with no past at all. Is she hiding something, or was something hidden for her? Aunt Dottie's name breaks all rules. Here's something that almost slips by until you really think about it. Every character in Peppa's world has a name that matches their species. Peppa Pig, Susie Sheep, Pedro Pony. It's the most basic rule of the show. But then there's Aunt Dottie. Just Dottie. No animal surname, no clue what kind of creature she even is. It completely breaks the pattern. So what does that mean? Was she adopted into the pig family? Is she from another country? Or maybe not even from their world at all? The show never explains it, but her name alone makes her feel like a quiet outsider. Daddy Pig's parents vanished from the story. Something feels off every time Daddy Pig talks about his past. We've met Mummy Pig's parents. We've seen Auntie and Uncle Pig. But when it comes to Daddy Pig's own parents, there's nothing. No stories, no visits, not even a single photo in the house. It's like they never existed at all. How do you completely erase two family members from a show that's obsessed with family? Were they written out on purpose? Is Daddy Pig hiding something about where he really came from? It's hard not to notice the silence. And in Peppa's world, silence usually means something is being buried. Why no teenagers or single adults exist. Have you ever noticed how Peppa's world skips a whole part of life? There are young kids and there are married adults with children, but no teenagers, no single adults, no one in between. Where are the college students, the young professionals, even the troublemaking teens? They don't exist. It's like the show jumped straight from childhood to parenthood and erased everything in the middle. That doesn't feel accidental. Maybe something happened to that missing age group, or maybe Peppa's town is designed to keep things a little too perfect. Whatever the reason, it's creepy how smoothly that whole age gap disappears. The narrator, omniscient observer, or godlike being? Let's talk about the voice that follows every moment in Peppa's world, the narrator. He doesn't just explain what's happening, he knows how everyone feels, what they're thinking, and even what's coming next. He talks like he's watching from above, but never appears in the story himself. So, who is he? A teacher? A ghost? Some kind of godlike being controlling everything behind the scenes? It's strange how the characters never question him, even though he speaks directly about their lives. Maybe he's harmless, or maybe he's the one making sure time never moves and secrets stay hidden. Either way, he's always watching. Super Potato's flying powers. Okay, let's stop pretending this makes any sense. Super Potato isn't just a talking vegetable, he can fly. He shows up in a cape, zooms through the air, and somehow has super strength. But no one ever explains where those powers came from. Since when does food fly? Is he some kind of science experiment that escaped the lab? Or did someone give him powers on purpose? Even weirder, everyone just accepts it like it's totally normal. A superhero made of produce shows up, and no one bats an eye. If vegetables have powers now, what else in Peppa's world is secretly alive? The height paradox. Only giraffes follow logic. Something really weird happens when you start comparing sizes in Peppa's world. Gerald the giraffe is super tall, which makes sense. He's a giraffe. But then you look at Emily Elephant and Edmund, and they're tiny, just like the rest of the kids. Even their parents aren't much taller than anyone else. That breaks the logic completely. Why does the giraffe get realistic height while the elephants stay small? Is it just random? Or is there some unspoken rule about who gets to grow and who doesn't? It's almost like someone's picking and choosing which animals follow nature and which ones get edited down. Where does the milk come from? Let's not ignore the obvious. The characters in Peppa's world eat cheese, use butter, and pour milk like it's nothing. But where does all of it come from? Mrs. Cow is walking around, dressed like everyone else, chatting at parties. So are other cows. And yet, milk-based food is everywhere. Does someone secretly harvest it from fellow animals? Do they have off-screen farms where unnamed cows exist just to supply dairy? That's a strange thought. It's even stranger that no one ever talks about it. Next time you see Peppa eating a sandwich with cheese, think twice. She might be biting into someone she knows. Why do they collapse from laughter? This one happens at the end of almost every episode, and no one ever questions it. The characters laugh so hard that they fall straight to the ground. Not just Peppa, everyone. Adults, animals, even babies. They all collapse at once like someone flipped a switch. Why does laughter cause complete physical shutdown in this world? Is it just a joke? Or something more serious? Could it be a symptom of some condition affecting every species? A weird side effect of living in this strange town? It's funny on the surface, but when you really think about it, it starts to feel oddly unsettling. So, the next time you watch Peppa Pig, remember, beneath the laughter and oinks lie mysteries stranger than fiction. What did we miss? Drop a comment with your favorite theory, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more weird cartoons decoded. Until next time!